Yeah, speaking from my own experience and what I have seen around, because I have been in this field for around 18 years now, driving project management. One of the things, especially with the advent of globalization, what has happened in India is the higher education reach has tremendously grown. You have more than 100,000 engineers coming out of colleges every year, but in spite of that, the employability rate is very low. And the reason for that is there is a need for embracing the global standards and best practices. And when it comes to project management, definitely one forum which is known as synonymous with this is PMI. So becoming a member of PMI definitely has a bigger advantage that you are aligned to global processes and global standards, which actually set you apart from the crowd. And for new graduates coming out of engineering colleges or management colleges, this actually gives them a different edge when it comes to employability or making their career in the world. Certainly, speaking from my own experiences and what I have seen around in the last 18 years, is the globalization has impacted the world a lot, especially in a country like India. The advent of higher education, engineering and management side. You see so many private colleges now. Number of engineers coming out has really exceeded 100,000. But in spite of that, the employability rate in India is still very low, 25%. So, there has to be a reason for that. The reason is we don't align when it comes to, and if it helps you to align with the globally best practices in last, apart from the crowd, US-based multinational, all companies, they definitely as well as the membership of PMI definitely helps an employee, especially in the project side, in a couple of ways. Number one, it enhances the company image when it goes and bids out for projects outside. Definitely, we have people who are certified and members of globally accepted bodies like PMI. That's number one. Number two, it gives the employee a kind of satisfaction more than like I'm working for a company which actually values these kind of certifications and this kind of value. And third, within the company culture, within the company ecosystem, it definitely helps in operations, day-to-day operations, and increasing the productivity of employees to a large extent. Definitely, so my company, like all other companies in that stature, definitely values this, and they support employees and appreciate employees who go through these kind of certifications, especially project management and PMI memberships. Well, nothing can be attained just by reading books and passing certifications, because we are in a globalized economy, especially in the corporate sector. Networking with peers, with seniors in the industry who have done that, been there, is one area which actually helps you to learn rather than going through books. To be very honest, before I did my certification, project certification, I didn't go through all the books. It was through my interaction with people in the industry, people who have done that, senior project managers, people who have already been certified, who have been members of PMI, and people who have been working with these kind of organizations. That not only helped me increase my knowledge, which actually helped me later to do my certification also, but what it also does, it somehow helps you to increase your self-confidence into that particular body, So project management is a very vast field. New advances keep on coming every day. You can't keep on reading books and that doesn't give you a practical knowledge. So when you attend these events, when you network, when you meet people from industry, it definitely helps you increase your knowledge and also at the same time get abreast with what's new coming up, what's new happening in the industry. So in PMI membership area, I think there are a couple of things. One, if you are a member, you have online access to a lot of repository on pmi.org, which is I think very thought provoking, because you get to read and go through case studies and collaterals which are shared by people across the globe. Sitting in India, we may not have that kind of luxury to go through that, but when you go to pmi.org, you have access to that knowledge base and database, which is captured through, in most of the advanced countries like USA's and Europe's, where project management is a very mature field. Number one. Number two, there are certain regular collaterals which keep on. If you are a PMI member, you keep on receiving those regular magazines or newsletters from PMI, and also there are local newsletters from the local chapters. Like I am a member of PMI India, and I'm in Bangalore, so I keep on receiving magazines from Bangalore chapter quite often. And third, since you are a member, you can attend those events which happen in your local chapter. Like in Bangalore, we have every second week, we have something called footprints, where people from diverse background and diverse companies come and share their experiences. That definitely enhances your knowledge. So in any case, being a member and accessing the database online, plus participating in those events which are locally done and national events which are happening, and also going through those newsletters and collaterals which you receive time to time from PMI definitely enhances that. To put it in a simpler way, so if I know how to drive a car for 10 years, doesn't mean that I should go out and drive. I need a license for that, right? So, of course, having experience, nothing like that. Being in the industry, nothing like that. But you need to have a stamp, number one. So that stamp is the certification. Number two, what happens when you are certified? Your industry circle and networking, what happens with other people, there's a small change. People view you more as an expert, as a senior member of the fraternity, which actually in turn helps you to learn many things. So absolutely, I agree that experience is good, and somebody having so many years of experience, even if he doesn't have a certification, he will still do his job. But doing his job is not the only thing he wants. To enhance in career, you need to have a networking, you need to have a stature in the society, and that is what the certification gives you. It's basically a stamp proving that you have that kind of knowledge. Otherwise, you have to go and keep on telling about yourself to everybody. That's personally what I have seen a difference. Over the years, the global standards have also evolved. In fact, right now we have PMBOK version 5, and I was just going through that. One of the things which we have increased over years is the way we manage the things. That's what project management is all about. And vendor management, risk management, procurement management are essential parts of that. So as part of using that day to day in my job is something which I have learned. And when I use that, because those are globally accepted standards, and I work in a global company, so sitting in India, using those globally accepted practices and standards which are evolved somewhere else, actually gives you an edge to manage your work more efficiently, especially when it comes to my role. I work with vendors, as you rightly said. I do risk management also for whatever new things we are bringing in the market. And the recent evolvement in the standards and best practices what PMI has brought forward, and I'm abreast of that because I keep myself updated about those things. Being a member is definitely helping me on managing my day-to-day vendor management skills. Not only that, it also helps me to actually mentor it to my team, because I run a team and I need to tell them, even if they are not project managers, my team has some project managers, some technical guys. Even to those, I can actually kind of mentor them, sharing these best practices which they can use for their day-to-day work. So that's a continuous improvement to your learning, which happens always. Well, the way CAPM has been evolved, it's more focused on the student community, on people who are just coming out of colleges or who doesn't have that relevant experience in the field. So there are two things I will look through it, because I do a lot of these programs being part of PMI India's campus ambassador steering team. When I go and do programs with the final year students, MBA, MCA students, they say, okay, we are learning these skills, we'll come out of the college. How do we differentiate, number one? So that differentiation is CAPM. Okay. Number two, as I said in the beginning, employability rates. How do you keep yourself away from the crowd? You learn project management. Every student can go and learn in a private REP as well. But what still stamps him apart from the crowd is the certification. And CAPM is the entry-level certification. That definitely is a good thing, because it doesn't require you to be an experienced project manager. And that way, a student who has gone through that studies can actually prove that he meets all that criteria to go into the field of project management.